City of Traitors, Survival of the Fittest, Mind Over Matter. These are just a few cards from Exodus, Magic the Gathering's 14th expansion, that have made an impact in various Magic the Gathering formats.
But that's not what we're talking about today. Today we are talking about the sleeper picks that are good for EDH from Magic's 14th expansion, Exodus.
The video starts right now.
Special thanks to our Patreon supporters who power our channel. Check out our Patreon for monthly giveaways, exclusive content, and even a starring role in our fan fight series. Link in the description below.
Hello and welcome to the day.
Thank you for spending your time with us.
I'm Jake.
I'm Joel. Welcome back to another episode of Jake and Joel are Magic. We are going to talk about the Commander Sleepers for Magic's 14th expansion, Exodus. But first, if you like the video, by the end of it, you can deal with us. Hit that subscribe button. We'd really appreciate it.
Really helps out the channel as we continue to grow. Let's go ahead and get into these picks. And this week we're starting out this video, this week, this month, this year. We are starting out with Slaughter. It is our featured uncommon from the set.
Yeah, Slaughter is a removal spell that just keeps coming back, especially in a deck that you gain life. Obviously, Joel, the most obvious version of this is in a deck that gains life, play Slaughter because you can destroy target non-black creatures and just pay 4 life and get it right back.
Yes, dude. I think that this is so good. Removal that is recurrable in this format is huge. If you can do something that you get the spell back, I think buyback is one of my favorite kind of mechanics across all of the Magic multiverse. I remember playing against Capsize in 2009 and just being so freaking tilted by Capsize.
Well, I would tilt the absolute hell out of him and our buddy Dom. Shout out Dom. He played Capsize in his blue decks as well. And
if you're good, you play Capsize. It's a great spell.
Capsize with buyback.
I remember one time being like, "Oh, you could just do it forever," and then you know, obviously you would be like, "Yes, I do it forever. It's unlimited. I don't have to use mana or anything. I just get to play it as many times as I want. Yeah. It's a free card."
Right.
Talk about this card that you just showed me that I think is amazing that I've never seen before.
Okay, so I pulled this one out of a hat when we were looking up these cards. Null Brooch. I'm sure everybody's going to be like, I've got 6 Null Brooches in my knapsack. But we had never seen Null Brooch before.
Everyone has a knapsack.
Full of Null Brooches.
Can we just talk about that? Everybody always has a knapsack full of Null Breaches when you don't think they have a knapsack full of them. And then all of a sudden, they're turning it into a tablecloth, and now all of a sudden you're having your lunch on a table covered in Null Breaches.
Yeah, and that's what I've been saying for years. That's where everybody's seen the Null Breaches. I've never seen it. It's a 4-cost artifact to go into a deck of colors that does not have counter spells, and it's just like it's a get out of jail free card once. You know, I thought immediately, I said, Jake, look at this card in my Erebos deck. My Erebos deck is heavy resources, so I try and draw a lot of cards off of Erebos that they can't stop, gain a lot of life, and then have a lot of mana doublers. That's kind of the formation of the deck. I constantly have a full hand in that deck. I don't care if I have to pitch my whole hand to counter something that's going to disrupt my entire strategy. Kill one of my, mana doublers, or wipe my board of creatures, or exile my... I don't care, because I can just pay 2, tap this, discard it, and... Jake, I just noticed that you don't have to sacrifice Null Brooch.
No.
In my head, I swear, I'm having this revelation at this moment. In my head, I thought it said pay 2, tap it, sack it, discard your hand.
You guys, this guy magics.
Oh my god! RTFC!
Right. So
dude, this card is good!
Yes, it's good. So for a red-white deck that goes into top deck mode, let's be clear, this card is going to fill a hole for decks that don't have the ability to counter.
It's not going to break EDH. We're not discovering something new that no one's ever seen. But
it is really, really good for like the red-white deck to just have an ability, and then if you have something like Manifold Key or anything that's going to untap target artifact, you're going to be able to, without cards, this doesn't say discard your hand, you must have a card in hand to discard. This is just like discard your hand, hey, I have no hand.
Yeah. Holy crap. I had a colorless EDH deck for a little while, and I didn't even know this card existed to get, because this would have been perfect for that deck.
Yeah, and it's a card that's like 60 cents.
Yeah, and you'll see that is the theme with these cards. Let's move on from freaking out about that artifact. 2 blue, 1 other. Tap it. It becomes gain control of enchanted creature. And you have to pay 1 blue to end the effect. Hang on just a second. I'm going to look up the exact Oracle text and read it. Alright, Oracle check. Dominating Lycid. The ability on the card is 2 blue, 1 other, tap it. Dominating Lycid loses this ability and becomes an aura enchantment with enchant creature. Attach it to target creature. You may pay blue to end this effect. You control enchanted creature. So, that is the Oracle text. Essentially, it's pay 3, it becomes a steal thing that you can instant speed. Hang on, sorry, I had to check it. That you could instant speed 1 blue to remove it and put it on something else.
What a cool thing. So the idea is this needs to make it, because you can see it doesn't have haste, it needs to make it through an upkeep.
Right.
So that you could pay 2 blue and 1 other.
Yeah, you do have to untap with it, right.
Yeah, and then it becomes a thing. But other than that,
it's a 1/1 nothing. It dies to everything.
Yeah, so something that kind of happened here is there's like something going on in the clouds that kind of looks like a face and a nose. But other than that, this guy is really hardcore. He has a tattoo on his head, and he shaves his head.
Yeah.
But he has a long beard, and
there's some kind of bug that's attached to his head that has dominated him.
And that's a scimitar. Oh, wait a minute. There is a bug on his head.
You thought that was a hat?
I thought it was a hood.
See, I believe that the dominating Lycid in this picture is the orange thing attached to the back of his head.
Then what is the face in the clouds? Is that someone looking down? Because I'm not just making that up, am I? Or was this during a time when people were just like, you know what? I want to add a little bit more. I want to have a face in the clouds up there for people to notice.
What face in the clouds? I don't see a face in the clouds.
Don't mess with me. You do see it. I know that you see it. I wish that I could. I would stretch my hand over there, but then it gets cut off by the green screen.
What are you
talking
about?
No!
No, I am controlling this man. I am the Lycid.
And then everybody was like, what happened in that video once they got to dominating Lycid?
It is a 3-drop creature that's going to pull aggro, removal aggro, because nobody wants it on the battlefield. Pandemonium. Let's just throw another aggro enchantment in there, because, Jake, what are enchantments?
They are cool to look at.
Sticky is what we were looking for, Jake. You don't get points on that one. Pandemonium says, whenever a creature comes into play, that creature's controller may choose to have it deal damage equal to its power to target creature or player. This is super dope in a deck where you've got a bunch of high power creatures, obviously.
Oh, dude, this card is brutal, man. Yeah, it does have a very specific niche, but if you find the right deck for it, it's very, very good.
Yeah, and I think that
excellent.
Because it's an equal effect, that's why this card doesn't see a lot of play. Because again, you want to only have you take advantage of it, and so you want to play it as some kind of finisher or as some kind of board wipe. And you don't really want your opponents to untap with it in some situations, not in all situations, obviously. But yeah, I mean, it's a brutal enchantment that's going to let you keep the board clear, that's for damn sure.
Well, I mean, think about it from like a standpoint of like Cedrus, for example.
Right.
You know, you can play this the turn before you go off and unearth all of these big things, all of these Eldrazi or all these things that you're about to like go nuts with.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, as they enter, you're just like, okay, I'll deal, 10 damage to you, and I'll deal 8 damage to you, and I'll deal all this damage to you, and now I'm swinging. I see this card as like the kind of card that just, it's like a win condition. It's like played at the right time.
I do like that it's not fight. I like that it just deals the damage directly too. That's very helpful.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool card, and again, it's a card that's very cheap, very chaotic, very I don't know, Timmy, but not fun, in like a bad way.
Fun kitchen table card. I mean, look at these ravenous baboons. Somebody's gonna go, what does it say when you play it? And you're gonna be destroying their non-basic lands. So goodbye, Cabal Coffers. You can have a good one. Goodbye, any land that's letting you scry every single turn. Sayonara.
Yeah. No, I think that's really cool. And just getting a 2/2 left behind after this effect, that's really neat. And then if you figure out a way to flicker this, you can really start to abuse it. You put it in the right situation. You could be like, okay, Ravenous Baboons pairs with Deadeye Navigator, and now we're just going to flick it back and forth until I blow up all of your non-basics. We'll just take care of everything. And yeah, it's a strong card. I think it's
I was thinking more of it not in terms of like value bear left behind, but in a blue-red deck where you can take advantage of the fact that it's a creature with an ETB and just bloop, 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 over and over again, exactly like you said.
ETBs, like, I mean, again, you pair this with something like Panharmonicon, something that's going to get double the value out of your ETBs, and then you're really talking.
That takes us back around to Slaughter. We appreciate everybody watching the Commander Sleeper series. We're absolutely having a hell of a time. Make it for you. And if you're enjoying it, hit that like button and let us know that you did. Also, you can subscribe while you're down there. It really helps the channel. If you want to support us further, we've got a Patreon. The link is down in the description below. And depending on when you're watching this, we've got a giveaway going right now. Free t-shirts for everybody who's signing up at any level. So go check out our Patreon if you want to hang out with us. We have a Twitch. We're streaming most Tuesday and Thursday evenings. Jake,
what's cool about a t-shirt is that it will protect you from small pellets and fire, and it's not going to do a lot after.
If you get into a Gulliver's Travels situation, where you're being attacked by small armies, but all of their gunfire and arrow fire, it doesn't penetrate human skin. It just kind of bounces off or stings at worst. A shirt's going to be invaluable in that situation.
And if you get a puncture wound and you need to tie off, you could rip the shirt into pieces and.
Well, now that I'm thinking about it, you're fighting a tiny army, so you could take the shirt off and wrap it up and
smack them. Just smack them a lot with it. Just watch them cower.